G'day, Pickleball family. First thing to know, as shared on the PPA Tour website, let's go through the storylines for the upcoming PPA Championship being held from Thursday, October 5 through October 8 in Las Vegas, Nevada, as shared here by Dave Fleming on ppatour.com. The overall top 5 storylines. Amazing race, just 2 tourneys left to earn points to qualify for the PPA finals in December. Spotless, ALW, Anna-Leigh Waters is undefeated in women's dubs in 2023, paired with CP, Catherine Parento in this one. Another Benjamin, Ben Johns hit the century mark in Cincinnati, now starts the trek towards 200 golds. Roaring into Vegas, Rachel Rohrbacher grabbed bronze in singles at the PPA in Cincinnati and won MLP in Atlanta. Before the breakup, Riley and Matt beat the Johns brothers to win this title in 2022. Broadcast and venue highlights, all times Pacific. On Thursday, Prime Video from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Friday, Prime Video 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday, Prime Video 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And Sunday, Prime Video 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Darling Tennis Centre is named after Amanda and Stacey Darling, who lost their lives at a young age in a tragic car accident in 1993. In men's singles, defending medalists Ben Johns, J.W. Johnson, Dylan Frazier. Stacksrud, number 2 seed, spoiled the Johns party in Cincinnati and looks to stack back-to-back wins. Can J.W. Johnson, number 6 seed, return to Sunday? No need to conserve energy as he's not playing mixed, with Georgia taking this tourney off. Watch out for potential McGuffin, number 3 seed, versus Tyler Lung, number 19, matchup in the round of 16. More podcast fireworks. Women's singles, defending medalists Anna-Leigh Waters, Catherine Parento, and Salome DeVitze. Hurricane Tyra Black, number 5 seed, is in the draw and on ALW side of the bracket. Watch out for, can anyone pull an upset and prevent a doubles partner showdown between Anna-Leigh Waters and number 1 seed and Catherine Parento, number 2 seed. Mixed doubles, defending medalists Waters, Johns, Parento, Johnson, and Newman. Dangerous number 9 seed in Etta Wright and Deckel Bar. Can David and Wilson, number 5 seeds, reach a second championship Sunday in a row? Watch out for Callie Jo Smith and Jay DeVilliers, number 7 seeds. Can this duo make some noise and move up the standings in the race to the PPA finals? In women's doubles, defending medalists Waters, Bright Todd, and Kovalova and Smith. Rohrbacher and Jackie Kawamoto, number 5 seeds, are a red-hot pair. Hello, Utah. Elise Jones is paired with Etta Wright, number 4 seeds. And watch out for Brighton and Jensen, are a very, very talented number 2 seed, partnering for the first time. Men's doubles, defending medalists Newman Wright, Johns, and Barr Johnson. Can the Johns brothers, number 1 seed, get their first ever Vegas gold as a partnership? In the last 4 tourneys they entered, J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier, number 2 seeds, have made it to Championship Sunday. Watch out for Matt Wright and Big Papa Jimmy, number 4 seeds. Can they do serious damage? Second thing to know, as shared on USA Pickleball, Gabe George is spreading the pickleball gospel to armed service members and veterans. If you want evidence of Gabe George's commitment to spreading the word about pickleball, then look no further than his 27 Prius hatchback. My car is 5 years old and I have 345,000 miles on that car, George said. I go everywhere. I'm going to show up whatever it takes. The 37-year-old George, who lives in Jacksonville, Florida, does all that travel as the director of pickleball for Military Adaptive Court Sports, or MAX, a non-profit organisation that provides pickleball, racquetball and badminton clinics for veterans and active duty service members. In the past year alone, George folded his 6'7" frame into that Prius, drove across the country and hosted more than 150 clinics himself. We're national, he said. We cover everything. George discovered pickleball a number of years ago at a VA summer sports clinic in San Diego. Medically retired as a US Navy corpsman, he had been seriously injured in an April 2008 motorcycle accident. He was in a coma for 3 weeks, had a traumatic brain injury, spinal damage, and a paralysed right arm that was ultimately amputated. I just got back from a deployment and I was leaving Bible study that night, George recalled. At that time of my life, when I wasn't at work or at church, I was on my motorcycle. That's all I did at that time was ride. That was my passion. In addition to pickleball, George has done other adaptive sports. He was recently featured in the Netflix series Heart of Invictus, which highlighted his journey to the 2020 Invictus Games in archery, swimming, and rowing. People and CBS Mornings both featured his story too. Lately, though, he keeps coming back to pickleball. I love the sport. I love promoting this sport, George said of pickleball. It's good for everybody. It's the most social sport I've ever played. I can get almost anybody playing pickleball and we have a great time and it's very inexpensive. In 15 minutes, I'll have them playing this sport and loving it. People love it. George was immediately hooked by pickleball at that VA sports clinic where he had intended to focus on archery. Nobody knew what pickleball was, he said. It so happened that the pickleball clinic was right next to the archery clinic. Everyone was just so friendly. They put the paddle in my hand. They showed me how to do it. I was like, oh, this is fun. I was really excited. They ended up giving me that paddle. George took the paddle home to Jacksonville. They showed me and found an indoor court at a church. He was the youngest person playing there for 2 years. Everybody there was 60 and older. George said they were so welcoming. They encouraged me to play and I had the time of my life. I couldn't stop playing. I kept talking to people about it. This was way before pickleball was the cool thing to do. I found out that after playing for hours and hours, I was still having fun. Whether I played or won or played and lost, I still had an amazing time. No matter where he goes, George carries his pickleball equipment with him. Since obtaining his coaching certification 3.5 years ago, however, the opportunities have become more limited. I'm coaching so much that it extremely impacts my play, he said. I realized that out over the last couple of years. I have clinics everywhere. I never get to play. At his clinics, George talks about the sweet sound of the paddle meeting the pickleball. I want you to fall in love with that sound, George tells attendees. Though young, George expressed an interest in bringing pickleball with him into his retirement years. I have that experience of watching my elders playing it still in their 80s and 90s, he said. I tell people about my first time playing when I had my butt handed to me by an 84-year-old man. George has decades to go before he becomes that octogenarian. Until then, he'll continue to preach the pickleball gospel. I love to see this sport grow. George said, I love to be a part of the growth of it too. Everywhere I go, as I continue to live, it's something I can take with me, I can share with people. No one I will ever meet will have more fun playing pickleball than me. That's my number one rule. No one can have more fun than me. And if you're having fun and finding this helpful and informative, please be sure to dink that like button. Third thing to know, as shared on pickleballunion.com, Staten Island is to host inaugural pickleball tournaments for public school students. Last week, it was announced that Staten Island has arranged to host 2 pickleball tournaments for public middle and high school students in the upcoming months. Borough President Vito Fossella revealed this during a press conference at the Michael J. Petrides Educational Complex in Sunnyside. Pickleball is being embraced nationwide by people of all ages, with a recent widening demographic, including many children and young adults. Whether you're trying to stay active, make new friends, or become the best at the sport, pickleball is becoming a go-to sport for Americans of all backgrounds. According to the SFIA's recent State of Pickleball report, the pickleball player population has increased by an impressive 85.7% year over year, with a cumulative increase of 263.5% since 2014. We look forward to contributing to the expansion of this sports culture phenomenon for the enjoyment of all Staten Islanders, stated Borough Hall in an in-person press release announcing the tournaments, which is an impressive move forward for the New York suburb. We see that pickleball has become the rage. Perhaps it is among the fastest growing sports in the country, said Borough President Vito Fossella. Pickleball has gained significant popularity recently and is considered one of the fastest growing sports in the United States. These up-and-coming tournaments mark a notable development in the neighbourhood sports landscape of Staten Island. The two tournaments, the first of their kind tailored towards students on the island, are open to all middle and high school students. The aim is to introduce students to pickleball and encourage participation in this inclusive and quick-to-adopt sport. The high school tournament, organised by Alan Lewin from the Department of Education's Office of Student Services, is scheduled at Petrides on October 28th. The intermediate level game, overseen by Nicholas Mealy, Principal of Edwin Markham Intermediate School in Graniteville, will involve middle schools across Staten Island and is set for November 8th. It's really to spark interest in pickleball, and we hope that in the springtime, more students will be able to participate, said Nicholas Mealy, Principal of Edwin Markham Intermediate School. To participate in these tournaments, students can register through their respective schools. School principals will organise teams and manage their school's registration process, including setting deadlines. During the press conference, President Fasella mentioned the potential for introducing pickleball as an official PSAL, Public Schools Athletic League, sport at the both high and middle school levels. He also noted the ongoing efforts to increase the number of pickleball courts on Staten Island in collaboration with the City Parks Department. This is one of many pickleball-related events to hit Staten Island. In July, President Fasella introduced the Borough President's Pickleball Cup, a unique inaugural tournament co-sponsored by USA Pickleball. The upcoming two-day event is scheduled for October 7th and 8th at the College of Staten Island, Willowbrook. Fourth thing to know, also shared on pickleballunion.com, Onyx Pickleball make a generous donation as part of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Onyx Pickleball has pledged a substantial donation of $10,000 to the Indiana Women in Need Foundation, IWIN, in aid of Breast Cancer Awareness Month this month. This initiative aims to increase the awareness surrounding this devastating ailment. It is the third consecutive year of the collaboration between Onyx Pickleball and the IWIN Foundation, and they fully intend to keep this partnership going in the years ahead. The objective remains to engage a wider audience while also raising funds for the support of those individuals in Indiana who may require assistance, in addition to contributing to critical research and ongoing aid. Under the banner of the Paddle with a Purpose campaign, Onyx presents a comprehensive range of pink pickleball products, including the highly regarded Evoke Premier paddle as used by numerous pickleball professionals, along with pink sports bag, a paddle cover, grip, and sweat wristband, all to back this noteworthy cause. Emily Patton, Onyx brand manager, explained to newswire.com, as we enter our third year of this partnership, we want to show our support to the community, family, friends, and everyone who has been impacted by this horrible disease. With our pickleball players going pink in October, we can all raise awareness and funds. IWIN has been steadfast in its mission to support individuals currently undergoing treatment for breast cancer across the entire state. This is achieved through the procurement and provision of individualised services, alleviating emotional, physical, and financial burdens. IWIN expresses profound gratitude for the generous backing of Onyx Pickleball. Over the past 3 years, the Paddle with a Purpose campaign has empowered IWIN to aid 75 Hoosier women, ensuring any obstacles to treatment are mitigated. The endeavour is genuinely transformative for these deserving patients. The IWIN Foundation envisions itself as a pioneering non-profit organisation characterised by the passion, unwavering commitment and integrity. It endeavours to become the cherished neighbour next door to all Indiana individuals and families confronting breast cancer. Debbie Laswell, Program Director of the IWIN Foundation, emphasised this donation will have lasting reverberations for dozens of Hoosiers and their loved ones struggling to afford basic needs like transportation, meals and childcare during breast cancer treatment. By engaging its customers in Paddle with a Purpose, Onyx has found a way to make a measurable impact on an issue that affects virtually every member of our community. Paddles up.